Human rights, right? Human rights, yes. Yes? Big, yes. And then here it says, Russian thugs, yet. I went from being a pretty dumb kid in Kansas, growing up in the 50s and all of the bomb scare in Eisenhower, and it's very Republican and straight there, and always feeling very outcast, feeling very different, always. I went from that place to a place of liberation. So I went from Kansas to San Francisco at the very moment that gay rights was exploding. So for my journey, I didn't have to fortunately go kill people in Vietnam, although I served in that era. My journey was one of liberation. Cheesiest, cheapest sewing machine. I think I bought it at Target or Kmart. I think I paid $90 for it. Some of this Juki in money, that's pricey. Some of them are old school. That Singer back there is all metal. That's unusual. I came to flags because I was really not cut out to be a fashion designer, truthfully. As much as I love sewing and making clothes and fashion and all of the design and all of that. First of all, I lived in San Francisco. Well, if you want to be a fashion designer, you live in New York or you live in Paris or Rome or Milan. So I was in the wrong town. But I was in the right town for gay rights. So even though I wasn't able to pursue my dreams of being the next Yves Saint Laurent or Halston, I was in the right town and I had the right skill to be able to create banners and really to work on the whole visual presence of protest. And that ultimately led to making the rainbow flag. Well, the rainbow came about 1978. In 1976 was the bicentennial of America, the 200th anniversary of the USA, and American flags were on everything. It was on clothes, it was on fashion. The American flag was celebrated in a way that you couldn't help but notice it on everything. And it gave me the idea that we could have a flag, gay people, that our tribe could have a flag. And because even though we're not a country and a nation, we're kind of a people, and I thought a flag is very useful as a symbol in terms of it proclaims power, it says something, it isn't a word or a logo like a gizmo graphically. It's something that can be interpreted a million different ways, a flag. Rainbow came from nature. I mean, this is San Francisco, or it's a psychedelic era, it's all about color, we're a very colorful people. And then on a symbolic level, what I liked and what I think is still resonant is that it's all the colors. It's the idea of inclusion and the idea of using something from nature to represent that our sexuality is a human right, whatever color that may be.
I usually cover.
When the first flags went up on the flagpoles, Gay Freedom Day 1978, June 25th, right that first moment of the first flags, which were huge and handmade, I knew it was going to change me. I knew this was that this was the most important thing I would ever do. It was like a bolt of lightning went right through my head, and I knew no matter what happened in my life that that moment would be really important in terms of what was going to happen to me, and it turned out that way. It first started in San Francisco, and then it was New York and LA, and it spread and it spread and it spread. And by 1994, when I made the mile-long flag for Stonewall 25 in New York City, by that time, which is only 16, 17 years later, it was around the world. Yeah, it started with something that I'm making with my hands and sewing it, and it's beautiful, but it became a phenomena that the world embraced. Like here's Grand Marshals, Los Angeles. This is a beautiful globe from Interpride. This is handmade in Montreal. This is the key to the city of Miami Beach. Pretty fabulous. Wichita, I grew up there. It was weird because nobody I knew came. I think they were all afraid.
Jeff, here. Take my place right here. Yours? Yep.
Yes, of course anyone can be an activist, but it's not easy. And what does that mean, being active? I mean, I think first of all is you have to be free yourself. You have to have your own core values, and you have to have some courage. You have to have some steel, and that's really hard for a lot of people. They can't come out, their family situations. So to whatever degree that people can be, first of all, honest with themselves, that's the beginning of being an activist, is knowing who you are. You bet it's dangerous, and that's why it takes a lot of love. I think you have to have people around you you can't do it by yourself. You have to build bridges, you have to have a loving environment, loving friends, people that you trust and support to work together to achieve it. I just don't think that individuals are able to achieve as much as the mass.